Hello everyone, welcome back for another video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys one of the most insane and crazy sacrifices of a queen that has ever happened in all of chess. This is the Immortal Game. It was played between Adolf Anderssen and Lionel Kidzersky. This was played in 1851, and let's get right into it. So Adolf opens the game with e4. Lionel responds with e5, and Adolf plays f4. So this is the beginning of the king's gambit. Lionel takes the pawn. He is a brave man. And after the move bishop c4, he reaches out his queen and checks, which is given an inaccurate sign, but okay, the advantage stays at minus 0.53. King to f1 is played, of course, moving the king. The other option is g3, which just loses more pieces, and that would obviously be bad. So here, after the move king to f1, something very crazy happens. The very interesting move b5 is played, which loses all of the advantage, actually. And this is simply because this is this gambit of a pawn that doesn't make too much sense. I mean, okay, the idea is if you take the pawn, I want to, like, attack your bishop, get some tempi on it. And this does actually happen in the game, and after this, the move knight to f6 is played. But there's just not enough development here for black that it's sufficient enough, and after the move knight to f3, the queen has to move back. d3 is played, simply like putting some pressure on the f4 pawn. Knight to h5 is played, threatening something very nasty. Let's say, for example, if knight to c3 was played by white, knight to g3 check would have happened. And here, simply, you would think that you are losing after the move. You would think that you're losing this position, but it turns out you're actually not, due to the move king to g1. Yeah, it's king to g1, and when you actually take my knight, I have so much development. I'm actually better here. I think, yeah, it's after the move knight to d5. And of course your knight's also hanging. But if something else is played, like for example after this move, let's say pawn takes, now here simply you're just much worse after the check and after the king move. So yeah, that's just why knight to h4 is played. So now after knight to g3, you can simply just take it. Back in 1851, they didn't really have engines, so the King's Gambit was a pretty popular choice, and it led to these insane games. So after the move knight to f5, the move c6 is played. Now the game is shifting towards equal, but g4 is played. So now here Lionel is winning, kind of. He's kind of winning. But knight to f6 is played, which is actually the best move here. But the reason why this move g4 is so bad is it's just a weakening move. That after the sequence of moves after, okay, well, he just sacked his bishop there. Pretty deep. But no. Sorry, spoiler. So he sacked his bishop there. But actually, if you look at it, if you actually retreat your bishop here, for a split second, material is even. But simply after a move like d5, and also this pawn is just hanging, like knight takes g4, black is still better. And there's nothing white can do. So like here, if you play rook g1, okay, but here the knight can be defended, and there's like so many things you could do here. But that's why rook to g1 was played, trying to actually trap the queen after h4, for example. Right after the pawn takes, h4 is played, queen to g6, h5, queen to g5. And here for a split second, Lionel is up 3 points. But this is what Adolf was thinking. If he takes the f4 pawn, he will win this game, which is very true. Let's say, for example, I don't know, let's say you could take the pawn without hanging your bishop. The evaluation bar was going to go crazy for white if you could not take the bishop. So let's say if you play like queen to f3 is played, and now let's say for some reason black does not know how to defend their pawns. Bishop takes f4, and the evaluation bar is 2.2, because this is simply winning. You're trapping the queen. You're going to win the game. So knight to g8 is played, simply making a retreating square for the queen. Here after knight to c3 and bishop c5, here Adolf is completely winning because of this weak king. He jumps in with the move knight to d5, and here, this is, I mean, the computer says it's great, and then it shifts down the evaluation bar a point or two. Very interesting. So queen takes b2 is played. Bishop to d6. Okay, this loses most of the advantage because the rook is hanging. But I think the main purpose here was I will go for checkmate. Let's say, for example, you play like queen a3. Yeah, exactly. Here, after knight takes g7, king to d8, and bishop c7, that is just simply checkmate. So, of course, it would be kind of scary to take this rook right away. So instead, black takes the rook on g1, which again, if any of you guys are wondering, this is not actually checkmate because the queen is still guarding that square. So instead, the move e5 is played, blocking the queen from guarding g7. So now checkmate is very much a threat. And after the move queen takes a1 and king to e2, the sad blunder, knight to a6 is played. And guys, everyone that's watching the video, please pause right now and try to find this amazing checkmate. It's truly just unbelievable how good it is. So yeah, you guys have a few seconds. Yeah, so the insane move is none other than... Okay, so first I have to explain to you guys the idea of knight to a6. So first, the idea of knight to a6 was, say if... okay, as you guys can see, it is mate in 3. But the idea is after knight takes g7, king to d8, and bishop c7, the knight can simply take the bishop. So now here, again, we have to think. You guys can all pause the video. Whoever didn't find it, just hit the skip real quick. So here again, there's an amazing move, which is the legendary queen sacrifice that I was talking about. And yes, all of you guys got it. It is the move queen to f6. Yeah, this is pretty cool. And the idea is, of course, when the black recaptures, now bishop to e7 is checkmate. And you guys are wondering, you could not actually, sorry about that. You could not actually play bishop to e7 straight off the bat, because you would simply lose the bishop. And that's for this video, guys. Please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it.